so many rappers, so many of them.
Okay.
Like the people who represent Jersey well, you know, Rod Diggers, you know, the Outsiders, so many Forbidden Chapters. Wow.
Now, where do you get your inspiration from for rapping? And we're gonna get into lyrics and all of that stuff because you know you just tried to get there. But like, what inspires you to write? You know, one of the things you talked about was people rapping about materialistic things. You could very easily just kind of go into that mode, and that seems to be like the trend. It's like, okay, I'm gonna rap about gold chains and cars that I really don't own and drive, and you know, houses that aren't mine that I rent for my videos. So, what is it about your lyrics that made you stray away from that, or did you start out like that and then something triggered in your brain?
I'll be honest with you. It's all based on education. When I was young, my mother, she went back to school. She went to Essex County College, and you know, she became a physical therapist. Now, I used to help her study, you know, the little flashcards.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, she would have the words, and I'm like, Mommy, what's this word? And she would, you know, have the definition on the other end. So, the multi-syllabalistic words is what
look, he just rapped right there. The multi-syllabalistic words.
So, yeah, you know, I was struggling over the word anyway. So between my mom going back to school and I'm hearing all of this vocabulary and then listening to my dad's music because my dad's Nigerian.
Okay.
So a typical Nigerian record would be 19 minutes long. I don't know if y'all might be too old, but I mean, like, it'd be the whole record, like the whole side of a record. And the beat to the record would change during the record. So, you know, that just showed me, like, you know, you could approach things from different angles or whatever. So that stuff right there had a big influence on me.
Okay.
But back then I wasn't even writing rhymes. I was still studying, you know, sneaking to record the rap attack because my father was not trying to hear rap in my house. So between my mom going back to school and having to fight to even listen to rap, like for real, like my father, what's his rat?
What is that?
He didn't want to hear that because at that time, you know, in the late 80s, it was seeming like, you know, it was a jailhouse music, and you know, and you know, and we didn't. My father wasn't really trying to hear that. You know, he wanted to, because like my dad is royalty. Like he can show you where Bankole Street is in Nigeria. Okay. You know, a blind man can show you where that's at.
Wow.
So he didn't want me to be the typical American. But I can't deny my Americanness because that's where my mother from. My mother from Homestead Park in Newark. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be in me. You can take me out of the hood. You know what I'm saying? I graduated from West Orange High. But the Newark, the brick city is still in me. You know what I mean? You know,
right. Well, we're going to talk about, well, first of all, I got to say, I got my Sucker Clip t-shirt on.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? And these were made by 808 Shirts out of Florida.
Shout out to 808 out of Florida. Right. I need y'all to hook me up too. Hook DeeWorks Live up with some shirts. Yeah. All right. So tell us, before we get into the music, tell me about this shirt, because you were promoting the shirts. I said, you know what? I'm going to support you, and I got my shirt. So tell us a little bit about this shirt.
And this is what we're going to hold all of the people who support real lyricism to. Let me go on a sideways segue. If you're not supporting the artist who you feel as though is putting out thought-provoking music that you want to hear, you're wasting your keystrokes.
Right.
At the end of the day, 14, 15-year-old kids are going to buy, you know, Nicki Minaj and you know, these, you know, what is his name? 2 Chainz music. And they don't just buy one CD.
Right.
They buy 4 or 5 of them, and they Instagram it, and they taking pictures of it, and they showing it to the world.
Wow. Wow.
Meanwhile, the people who are putting out thought-provoking music, people think that, oh, because I went and bought on iTunes and bought one song, that I'm doing a lot.
Right,
And it takes a lot more than that. But my, we were talking about earlier, all my friends. I wanted to make this the first single to thanking all of the people who helped me get to this meager state in the game. That's why I mentioned those people's names. I mistakenly left some people's names out. Sorry about that, Max Jerome.
Don't worry about it. It's coming in the second.
Exactly.
All my friends.
Exactly.
All my friends part 2.
Exactly. But then what happened was a lot of the bloggers were, you know, supporting me, and it was like, you know, this dude Rom, he got some real stuff, and I appreciated it. So when you put my music on a blog, I look around and see what else is up there. And I saw some of these bloggers were putting up the wackest music ever. Because at the end of the day, I know we all got to pay bills, but they're putting up the same type of music that I'm trying to get rid of.
Right.
Or at least bring down a little bit.
Right.
So that's what made me come up with this song, you know, Suck a Clip.
Yeah.
Lately, it's cool to rhyme like he was dropping your head as a baby.
This is true. We get a lot of it. I get a lot of submissions. You see, I have it on Twitter, submit your music, but a lot of it I can't play.
Yeah.
And I mean, I try to support. You know, I support independent artists. I go out of my way to support independent artists, but I'm trying. I'm trying, people. I'm really, really trying, and it's very difficult. And you know, I try to give a little leeway. DJ Z-Mix, I mean, he has like a 30-second rule on the music. He got a 30-second. If you don't catch 30 seconds,
30 seconds,
you're done. You're done. You're done.
Wow.
And
some of them only 5
Uh-oh.
seconds.
Uh-oh. Oh man, they getting treated like.
Let's go, y'all.